everybody, welcome to a black screen. So this is going to be a little bit different. This is called the Route Matrix Randomizer. What Mega Man X game am I playing? Let's dive right on in and find out. Yeah, I'm playing Mega Man X1. Kinda. Why do I have the dash boots already? That is a great start. I am actually going to go with this. So whenever I'm like going and playing, you'll see damage numbers. So that's actually kind of cool. You'll just see the damage numbers come up like whenever I do stuff, so you know how much damage I do. That is definitely going to vary throughout this game, of course. That's going to change. I'm going to do a little bit more damage as I progress. That is the cool thing about it. I'm actually kind of really excited to get into this, especially starting with the dash in X1 is kind of useful. I just kind of selected the hourly seed for this. This is a randomizer, of course, as you can tell. But it's like a different kind of seed. Like I just select a seed I want to go for. In this case, I had to use a specific emulator for this, so it's going to be a little maybe slow downy in a sense. I'm not exactly sure how perfect it's going to be, but I'm just going to kind of roll with it because it looks fine enough already to me. My shots appear okay. I'm still doing 1 damage to this thing alone, so that's good. You can see how much damage I've taken, and also, you can kind of see my health. That is very, very low. I just now noticed that. So if I go down here, you can see these kind of different items. As you can tell, that's just an energy pickup. It's the standard thing there. So there's a lot of different items I can grab here and there. And they need icons to demonstrate what it is for a randomizer. So this isn't like the usual randomizer, as you can tell, since I'm seeing a bunch of numbers. There's a reason it's called the Route Matrix Randomizer, which I will be getting into that in a moment. You heard that little noise there. That means I hit a checkpoint. They pretty much are like giving me quality of life in a randomizer, which is awesome. So if I die, I know I can just kind of come right back there. But there's a little bit more to it than that, which I will explain in a little bit. But for right now, I'm just gonna keep going until I can kind of wing this and just get through here. I have the dash, I don't need to wait on cars. I'm gonna die if I'm not careful, but I should be able to get right over here and I'm done. Yeah, you saw I just got a bunch of stuff. There's a big reason for that. This right here is the Route Matrix Randomizer. So you see a bunch of different things here. I can't select some bosses. So it's like, what do I do next? I have no idea. So what I could do is I could hit select. Now I'm playing X2. Or I can hit select again. Now I'm in X3. That is a terrible start for X3. I'm probably not going to do that. But you can kind of see a bunch of different information over here. I'm going to start off with X1 because it's a little bit obvious. So on the right side there, you'll see all the weapons I can get. And you can also see the Hadouken on the bottom. I might be able to get that. You see a bunch of little things if I hit LR like that. That is fancy because that allows me to start at specific checkpoints if I needed to. In the intro stage, there's really no reason to. I'm already done with the intro stage. I got everything there. But I could start at specific checkpoints. If I unlock that checkpoint, I can just go right back there and grab it. So if I look, I can see all the items in a particular stage that I might be able to get. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do. I do have a charge. No, I have a lemon 3, so I can shoot out 3 lemons, no problem. My attack's at 100%, my charge is at 100%. That's what the bottom list is there. On the left side, that is pretty much... The Sigma keys are on the bottom left. If I'm aware, the Sigma keys are pretty much like how much stuff I need to do. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And on the right side is the Sigma keys for this specific game. On the left there is a bunch of other stuff. It is the heart upgrades as well as the weapon upgrades and the armor parts specifically. There's a lot of different things. I'm going to probably do Armored Armadillo because I have the dash. I can probably get a decent chunk into the stage. The thing is, if I'm not able to beat a stage, I have different options in order for me to actually, progress. Because the fact that everything is randomized between 3 games, it's not going to be perfect. It's really not. So I have a couple things I can do. So I'll demonstrate one of them right now. So this thing right here, right? Iframe generator. I'm going to click on this and use it. That way I can kind of do that. But if I look at it, it shows that I've used one. So it just says, hey, you used one. That's probably not a good use of using one, but it's enough to get me through like specific things. So now I won't get hit. So I can just grab that and go. But that's probably not what I need to get in this stage. There is a rhyme or reason for going through some of these areas. I probably can unlock different things as I go through. Up there is just kind of useless items. I don't need to worry about that too much. But there are things I could kind of grab here and there, which maybe if I progress a little bit further, I'll find more stuff. My only issue is I have very, very little health. It means I kind of have to play it safe based on where I go. X3 might be doable. I could cheese it using the iframe gen thing, but I don't think I'll be able to actually use that constantly. I think I kind of have a limit. I don't exactly know. Unfortunately, as you saw when I got items, it is in Japanese, so I kind of have documentation for this that's only in Japanese. For now, anyway. I discovered this because I saw, I saw somebody playing it. Like, I saw, a screenshot of them just, playing it. Like, it was a YouTube, thumbnail thing. I'm like, I want to get in on that right now. I want to do that. That sounds awesome. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. This right here, can I just sneak on by him? Yeah, I got the dash. I could just do this. And just get over here and grab this. Now I can get to Boomer Kwanger. Yeah, you saw more Japanese there. Those keys is, specifically for those specific areas and all that. But I could do a decent chunk in X1 already. I could potentially maybe even beat some of the bosses because I have a decent amount of charge stuff going on. Of course, I'm not, the best at doing, there's the game in general. This right here is a full heal, so I'm gonna grab that. And this is just more energy for my weapons. That is nice to get. Not that it matters, because once you get into a boss room, you just get full everything anyway. So you can just go in there, full potential. In the case of me fighting bosses, their health isn't always gonna be full, so it might do something like that, where it's just a little bit. I can kind of maybe get on by with that, because I can actually see how much damage I'm doing. Problem is that he just nearly wrecked me in one shot. So I don't see this going well for me in the slightest. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. So if I wind up just dying constantly, I can get around it by just leaving. I'm going to stick with it for now, see if I can beat him, because he only has half health. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. I just do so little damage that it might not be worth it. At least not yet. I kind of have to wait for him to, not be... Yeah, was that a full charge shot that I only did 1 damage? I need to take a look at that. Can you, come out of that, please? Thank you. Yeah, I did 1 damage on a full charge shot. I do not expect to beat this guy this early on, so I'm just gonna see what I can do. I might have to just get lucky. Or I can just do that too. That works. I landed on his back, and X is like... Yeah, so I did most of this stage. I could potentially just leave now, because what they do here, they can do LR and start, and it'll just let me leave the stage. No big deal. And if I need a hint for any particular reason, I could hold the X button here, and it'll tell me where to go next. So in this case, they're telling me to go to X2. Where in X2? Let's find out. So they want me to go to Crystal Snail. That is not my first choice of picking a stage. I mean, that's saying that's progression-wise is where they want me to go next. There's a way to just tell where to go. I could do potentially other stages, but let's see. I could just flat out do the opening, because the opening has nothing, but I'm doing so little damage to some things, I might want to see if I can find other stuff first. Also, as you might have noticed, transitions and stuff much quicker. It's a very, very quality of life randomizer, and I really hope that people figure out how to make it English or make it more accessible. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you just pop in games and you hit randomize. There's an item over here. I've never been great at getting this on my first try, so let's just go for it. Yep, I died. I want that. I need that. That is for charge. I believe that's charge shot, right? That one is charge shot. I think it just increases my speed of how quickly I charge up, which will be useful to have, because then I'll just do more damage a lot quicker. I just need to survive the jump. There we go. Yeah, high speed charge. So I charge a little bit faster now. And as you can tell, my health is still garbage. That's because your health and such actually is shared between all 3 games. The thing is that there's only really the specific amount of health you can get. So you can't overflow it or anything. You're only going to get the specific amount of health. There isn't an overabundance of things. If there's a heart tank, might be just replaced with just a health pickup or something. They're going to make it so you only get specific amounts. So I could just do everything I can, see what I can do. I'm going to go up over here and see if I can actually grab whatever's in here. Because also, like, I think all the doors that are, like, specific enemies and such like that, like the Agile Surges and Violin and all that, those just open no matter what, and sometimes they're just, like, empty. So I'm gonna grab these. I don't think... It's just there. I'll just say, hey, I picked up an item or whatever. I'm just going to do it just because I might be able to just kind of not jump out of it. I'm using a different controller, and I did not do the up thing, so I have no idea how that one happened, but thankfully I don't need the boots in order to get the dash in this game, so I can kind of just go for it. There we go. Yeah, see, this one just kind of is done. I don't need to worry about it, but there is an item over here. I could just go back the way I came, because screw that. I am not going through that spike pit. Because, yeah, that's like a fall, and you could just, like, fall on the spikes, and I don't want to worry about that. So I should be able to just keep going forward. Like, there's no big deal there. There's an item right there that I really don't need to get. There's an item right there I don't need to get, so I don't need to worry about that either. So I'm just going to keep going. Do I have any stuff? I do not. I don't have anything for this, so I have very low health. I hit another checkpoint, which is nice. I can start here if I need to. Thing is since my hint was here, they probably expect me to get through this boss here, so I kind of need to play it really, really safe and not actually die. Because this thing's, yeah, kind of obnoxious when you don't have his weakness. You have to sit there and just keep shooting it like crazy. And unfortunately for me, all I really got is just kind of standard shots. I am jumping. I'm gonna die by jumping into the thing versus the lasers. There, yeah. Okay, I made that. Awesome. Now let's try to get to a next checkpoint. Yeah, good. Another checkpoint so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I think I should be... What was that? What was that up there? What was that up there? I want to be able to see that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be... Actually, I could just leave and checkpoint it again and see what that is, but I don't think it was anything spectacular. But over here... Let's see, what do we got? Ride armor... Frog. Yeah, that's the frog ride armor. Okay. So that's something for X3. I don't know how potentially useful that is. It's been a very long time since I've done like the item game for these. So I might not know. I mean, obviously, I'm item gaming between 3 games. So it's going to be a little bit harder to figure out like my potential routing versus just how it normally is. This is just the room where you do the... I don't know about that. Is that part of the randomizer? It's in the documentation. I can look it up if I need to between episodes or something. But there is like a documentation that does explain a little bit. I don't know if the silk shot farm rooms are actually part of it. I do not that the destructible environments and stuff like that. I believe that's actually... Why did I not get off the ladder? It's actually part... Like, I could just use my buster and get rid of them. So I don't have to worry about that. Pretty much to prevent like soft locks, like say if the item... Make it so the item that you need to break the thing could be behind it as well. It's not like there's... I mean, there can be potential soft locks based on just damage output and whatnot. Like, I don't think they expect everybody to be the best at these games. That's why the iframe thing is there, so I can just kill something if I need to. Doing this without the weakness. Can I actually do that? I mean, I'll find out. I know he does this slow-mo thing, which... I don't know how much of a slow-mo it's going to be on this emulator. That isn't really the best one around. I mean, it's very, very accurate as far as I'm aware when it's actually, like, moving around and stuff like that. So, like, the slowdown, I think, is accurate towards what an SNES is on this one in particular. It's called BizHawk. So, at least I think. I'm just talking on my butt right now. That's why I think that the emulator just has slowdown when you, like, make the window bigger and stuff like that, because it's more accurate. I believe that's what's going on. Is that, like, it requires more processing power, and I have a really decently good computer, so that's kind of funny. I wonder if it does the, I believe his name is Agile, or was it Surges? It was one of them where it has, like, the really, like, the slow-mo thing going on whenever, like, he jumped, because he shot out so much junk. I just realized that I'm doing really good, and I don't want to lose. Slow-mo. Thank you. Can you come back out? You know, I'll just let you do that. There. Alright, I need to... He's doing the slow-mo thing again, which means free shot. So all I need to do is get off one more shot on him while, like, slow-mo's happening. So I might be okay. I just need him to come out one more time, and there. I beat Crystal Snail before I beat anybody in X1. Energy up, and I did get a hard upgrade, so that's good. I also can go to Magna Centipede now, which, I don't know if I want to do. I might just kind of pick a stage and go for it. I did not get everything here, but I think I like the stuff that I didn't grab. Actually, no, I didn't find one thing. I don't know what that one thing is, but I think I got mostly everything. It might be this silk thing that I'm thinking of. But I'm going to go to Wheelgator. I'm going to do Wheelgator since that one is usually like the one I do first-ish. I can just go through the stage and find anything. Was there an item? Oh, no, no, no. Problem is, there's some items that I just never would have gone for normally that now I have to kind of think about it. And also, I beat a stage and I did not get the weapon for that. So I do not have Crystal Snail's weapon. So that's... could be a problem. Could be a problem. I mean, there's areas like that which I can't grab whatsoever unless I get like the perfect jump. Which I've never really been good at that. So I'm just going to just play it normally, see what I can do. I'm no speedrunner when it comes to that fancy jump stuff. Alright, I'm gonna let you just do your thing. Do your thing again because you totally missed me. There we go, because I have very little health and I don't want to, like, okay. That's just an item, I don't need to care about that. I'm gonna grab it though. I think I know what it is, like, if I see it. I'm gonna test that. Because I definitely missed an item, I know what it is though, so I'm gonna see what it shows up as in the menu when I'm, like, good. In the meantime, I like seeing how much damage I do with the ride armor. Like, I'm doing like 1 and this thing does like 16. That's pretty nice. Is this anything? That is... something? What was that one again? That one is... you know what? I'm just gonna... let's see. It's a sub-tank. Okay. A tank, yeah, that makes sense. A sub-tank for not this game. Okay. Well, I used an iframe thing for that, so... that's fine. And let's make it through that. I'm not gonna abuse them, but if I feel like I need to, I'm just gonna use it. It's not the end of the world if I, like, sit there and cheese the game, but I have a feeling I have a limited amount of uses. I really don't. Let's see, I do remember there being something up this way. Let's do that. That's just an item right there. I'll skip that because it's health. Nobody in here, which is nice. I'll grab that. I hit another checkpoint. I believe there are some items all the way down at the end here, so let's check those out. Okay. Health, health, and health. We're doing good. We're finding absolutely nothing in this stage. That's fine. Wheelgator might be easy to do. Oh, full health charge is not going to matter because literally just going to go through this door and get my health back. There we go. Alrighty. I didn't get to see the damage number that well on that one, so I'm just going to kind of just play it safe and see how I do. 2? I'm okay with that. He's going down rather fast, so I'm okay with this. Just dodge that. Can you jump out again? Or are you going to shoot another one? Okay, thank you. Stop chewing. No chewing. Chill Penguin, Tunnel Rhino, and Foot Parts. Was that X1 Foot Parts? I already have those. Foot? It says 1. Huh. I got something for X2, it looks like, so let's just take a look at X1, not because I'm kind of confused. Was that Foot Parts for this game? He says I have them there. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna do Chill Penguin, because, it's Chill Penguin. So what do I got here? I have about the same amount of stuff. I could just take a look at like what I have in the menus and stuff like that. But I could just activate the checkpoints and go through. That's pretty much all I'm really concerned with going through here because I might not even need to be here. Ow. I'm going to die before I even get into here. I would love enemies that drop stuff. But I don't know if the drop rates have been changed, but I swear I'm not getting as much stuff. I know like full lives are just like the full heal whenever those are like around. Like that's what they're replaced with since lives aren't really a thing in this. I think it says how many times I died. Yeah, I died 3 times. Okay, so that sounds about right. So what is up here? We got weapon energy up. Be nice if we can get a weapon. That would be cool too. Oh, great. More health and a wall. That's very useful. Very useful indeed. Thank you. I like how I shot that guy like 40 times and right before I killed him, he's like, ah! Okay, I can't get up there. But can I just shoot it? Because I know destructible things I can just get rid of, so does that count for that? Or do I need like a weapon to actually get rid of it? You know, find out. Yeah, I need a weapon to get rid of it. That makes sense. Why was I swear my shot was green. Was that the dash? Yeah, the dash shots are green. That basically shows you that you're doing a dash lemon. These dash lemons are actually slightly stronger than normal lemon shots. Which those actually are in the item pool as well. Like dash lemons can get stronger. So if you're good at using dash lemons, you will do a little bit more damage. All right, I made it all the way to the Chill Penguin. Relatively 0 issues. Watch this health bar. Okay, this health bar isn't that big. That's fine, it's Chill Penguin. I can deal with it. Ow, I got hit. Wire sponge weapon, more energy up, and a key to spark mandrill, which would be useful to do. But I found mostly everything in that stage. It was just the 2 things that I missed, really. 2 things. I know I missed something, just not sure where. Either way, let's do an X3 stage, because I've done X1 and X2. So how about I go to... Can I do the intro stage? There we go, the intro stage. Which I have the body armor, and... Okay, that's a really good start for X3. I really could just look at what I have in the menus and just be fine, but I'm like, I probably should get into a stage check because honestly, I like the menus there a little bit better. But from what I'm aware of X3, there are some changes. I have... No, is that the second shield or the first shield? Because I do know that there's the chip things. I think if you get them all, you do get the gold armor. I think that's just how it is with this one. Let me get over here, and you'll notice one thing. No Mac. I don't think there's a 0 either, so I believe, if I'm reading the documentation right, that there is no 0 in this randomizer. So you pretty much just play as X. Which honestly, 0 and X3 was just kind of an extra health bar, so it's not really that big of a deal. But it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have. I'm going to be very careful here because I know these things do a lot of damage. I do have the body armor, but I could actually just mostly avoid everything just by doing this. There we go. Thing is, I'm going to have to fight Mac with X, which means that this boss is going to take a little bit more hits than normal because I actually have to like see some of his shots. Whereas when you play as 0, you kind of just go up to him and hit him like with your saber twice and he's dead. Another funny thing you can do here. Don't know why you would need to do that, but you can do that. Either way, intro stage is about done. It's nice to actually do the intro stages though, because they do unlock. Like I beat the first intro stage with X1, and I unlocked stuff there. Oh, thank you. I didn't get hit immediately. I swear, like every single time in X3, I wind up getting hit by that immediately. That's fine. Blow up, and I got. Think chameleon state change, energy up, life up. Okay, I'm still not really doing much better when it comes to my attack stats. But I got everything in that stage. That's nice. That is nice to have. And I do have one weapon here. So, let's check out... Yeah, I got the stage change there, so that's fine. Huh. Wire Sponge might get me like a few easy checks. I can probably do that next. I'll do Wire Sponge, see what I can find. Weapon all. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Wheel alligator. Yeah, okay. I personally don't know if the weapons are Englished or not, because I swear, like, I saw like ostrich and stuff like that. And I feel like they would have different terms if it was the Japanese names, but I'm not really too concerned. As long as I just get everything I need to get and know what I get when I get it, that's totally fine by me. Buster fire rate up. I can shoot much faster now, which is nice. I do know there's a setting to make it so you can, like, not shoot at all, but I didn't really understand the system, so I just kind of let it go to the default C, whatever it was, for the hourly. Nothing in there. I don't have to worry about fighting the X2 boss yet. I believe it actually states where they're at, but I wasn't paying attention to that, so... Oops. Some of the rooms, though, actually do, like, have, like, a faster route through the stage, so there is that, too. Speaking of faster route through stages, I'm almost done with this one. Not that this stage is slow by any means, but... You know, I've never really gone through this stage without destroying those things. I usually kind of destroy them to make it so it's always just normal weather here. They do different, like, damage and different, like, attack patterns and such like that. Okay, that's a full heal, which isn't terribly helpful right now, but it's something. Down, thank you. You are always the most annoying enemy in these games. Ow. He knows tactics. I'm hiding behind a wall, so shoots grenades. Made it. Alright, doing this boss without its weakness. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I forgot you... it wasn't... 2? 2 on a full charge. Better, but maybe worse. You get rid of those pretty quick, so I'm not really too worried. Okay, he's already doing his I'm heating up thing. Tries to speed up that animation. Of all, like, animations to not speed up. Ow. That did, like, half my health when I got hit. Okay, he's dead. That freaked me out for a second. Okay, I just got a weapon up with... Or not weapon up. I got the weapon for Flame Mammoth, which means I could actually go and do the rest of the stuff in Chill Penguin, I think. I'm gonna go here. I think it was this checkpoint. Yep, that's perfect. That is perfect. That's exactly where I need to be. Yeah, I do have Flame Mammoth. So I could just use that. I think that's all I need is just a weapon. I don't think I need the weapon. I think I just need a weapon. Ironically enough, it is the weapon, so that works for me. Nothing in there, and energy up for weapons. Okay, that works out for me. I need to hold these two before I do that. And that should be a full clear on Chill Penguin. All right, so we're getting somewhere. I've done a couple stages, so that's actually nice. I'm getting places. So, next time Azure plays more of this Route Matrix Randomizer. Where do I go next? I'm actually just going to use a hint for this. X3. Okay, I'm doing something in X3. See you all then.